Okay, it is 4 o'clock, and I think that all the board members that said they were going to be here are here. I think we had 2 that were not going to be here. One thing I think we have to do for reporting purposes is that all board members, we need you to have your cameras on so we can prove it's you, that you're part of the quorum. And if you could do that, then Becca, I'll let you take it away.
Awesome. I think I will officially call this meeting to order at 4 o'clock. Y'all can hear me, right? Yes. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, Becca.
Okay. I don't know if I can hear y'all. It says my audio is not working, so I'll just talk away. But let me try and get out real quick. Hold on.
Pam, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, because your pictures or your little box is not showing up on my, oh, there you are. Okay, gotcha.
I was like, I see myself. Not that that's much to look at today, but hey, I see myself.
You always say for what end? You come back, they come back the other day.
There she is.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening.
You're good, Becca, if you want to get started.
Okay, now I can hear y'all. Okay, meeting at 4:03, official order. Did everyone have a chance to look over the consent agenda? Any objections to the minutes? Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I motion to approve the agenda from last time, or from, is it this time?
From June.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I motion to approve it.
Can I get a second? Or I guess I can second. I will second. Okay. Next on our agenda, it looks like.
We got to vote, Becca.
Oh, sorry. All in favor of say aye. Approving the consent agenda.
Aye.
Patty, we can't hear you.
Y'all, I'm having big technical difficulties with this today. I'm on this laptop that just is ancient, and so nothing's working.
Apparently,
Sorry.
it's water, so I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, I heard you, so do you vote aye?
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? Same sign. Okay, motion passes. Okay, next on our agenda, I find it up. Dean's report, monthly financial report, and CARES funds.
Okay, so right after the June minutes, you'll find 2 pages of the expenditures from all of our budgets, actually. And you'll see that in our local budget, as well as our Head Start budget, the Office-Wise and Walmart open POs, those were under the Head Start instructional supplies, and then also pre-K administration office supplies. We made some purchases for being able to reopen, and so those included thermometer refill caps, the non-touch thermometers, steam mops, replacement mops, shoe cover smocks. We also have ordered hydrostatic sprayers that will disinfect the room in approximately 15 minutes. So those are all things that we have purchased through Head Start, and we'll kind of jump around to letter E. We are going to serve 20 more students this year, so that will be 40 students. So that increased our funding coming from Head Start. So we have moved one Head Start assistant or teacher assistant into that as payroll, and then the other funds we are using right now for instructional supplies. We may move, if we have enough in there to move another teacher assistant in there, then we will do that. And then, but we also, with that, based on the number of students that we're serving, we get CARES funds. And so everything that we spent to reopen is under that COVID-19. So anything that we're spending, we're going to earmark as that, and we will get reimbursed from Head Start. Hey, Patty, there you are. And so that's kind of the expenditures. We really didn't have a whole lot because of COVID, and then now we've had several big purchases and things that we needed to get. The instructional supplies under the Head Start budget, we had some just office supplies that we needed to get, and then Lori's doing part of her in-service is those books that she ordered. The Pre-K Academy school year for 2021 has been kind of up in the air. We talked about it in June about were we going to wait for the district to make decisions, or were we just going to proceed ahead with the calendar that we'd already chosen? And we did do that. And then what was it last week, Lori, that we had to make the decision as far as face-to-face versus virtual when MISD announced that they were going virtual, at least for 4 weeks, at-home learning, I guess. And since we have been open since June 13th as daycare, we have, and I'm going to knock on wood every time I talk about it, I have to, because we've been very, very fortunate so far, but we have also implemented some very stringent cleaning, sanitizing, those kind of things, and I think they have played in our favor. And we just had a division meeting last night and we talked about what a good job they were all doing. And so we have moved forward with face-to-face learning. So on August 19th, we will have kids back on campus. The next one is those board meeting date reminders. If you did not get the invite, then let me know and I will resend it. But the calendar invite, I think, has all of the dates listed in there. And so those should all be in there. And remember, we're going to skip some days. We're going to kind of front load the beginning of the year. So we're going to meet in August, September, and October, and then January, February, April, and June. And then that way, I know it's been hard to get everybody to all of the meetings. So we thought if we cut them down just a little bit and kind of streamline them, then maybe we could get everybody here all at once. And then
Did you say you said that in a calendar invite? I don't think I got that. Or maybe.
I did.
Okay. If
Okay,
they're in the packet, I'll just get them from there.
It's always in the packet because it's on the agenda. So as
Okay.
long as we're virtual, it will be on the agenda.
Gotcha.
But Deborah will always send a reminder with the packet. And so when we are able to meet face to face again, then she'll let us all know that. As far as COVID protocols, we have been following all the CDC guidelines. We have been disinfecting and doing that throughout the day, at the beginning of the day and the end of the day. We were able to get smocks, as well as Permian Basin Workforce also has ordered us smocks and shoe covers. We are talking about, I know that Midland ISD has provided 4 face shields for the teachers, and we're looking at trying to get some more of those for assistants as well. And so we're working on getting those. And one of the things that we did with the protocols is to ensure that we could have the time to disinfect and clean appropriately. We altered our hours this summer, and so we didn't open until 8:30, and we closed by 4:30. They had to pick up their kids. We are going to provide the after-school care this year. One of the things that we haven't done in the past is that if they qualified for pre-K, they could stay for the before and after-school care. We're not doing that this year. If they're going to stay for the after-school care, there is going to be a fee for that. And that will include before and after school, and then any days that are considered just daycare days, not school days, that will include that fee. That will be included in that fee as well. And so we don't know what numbers we're going to have just yet, who is going to take advantage of that. We do have some families that I think are contacting CCS for some assistance with that. And so that will depend on how early, if we're going to have them pick up any earlier than 5:30, so that we've got the capability of being able to, again, clean effectively before the next day.
Denise, what are what are you looking at dollar amount to charging them?
$250.
For the month?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And that will cover any day that, like if there's an early release day, if there is a school holiday, but it's not a Midland College holiday, then that will cover all of that, including the before and after school.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And was there any questions about the budget?
No questions on budget. How many did you say enrollment was?
We're going to be at 68 again,
Okay.
which is our capacity. So
Mhm.
17 in each room.
Okay, so you didn't, because it said reopening, you were going to classes smaller?
That was
What
in
was the
June.
17?
That was in June when we did that. So we opened smaller class sizes. We had no more than 12 in those rooms. And being that it's a new school year and we usually admit new kids, we're going to go ahead and proceed forward with our 17 per classroom.
Okay.
We actually don't have 17 3-year-olds in both rooms right now.
How many do you have, Lori?
14.
So we've still got some openings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's what I needed. And then what did you say about something about Head Start increased?
Our funding for Head Start, we were serving 20 kids, and we're going to increase that number to 20. They only go in increments of 20. So we went ahead and went up to 40, and that increased our funding.
Okay. All right. I'm good on questions on those topics from Dean's report. Any others? Okay, principals report. Lori, you have a lot of pages, which is
You have a lot of
great.
pages. So, the first one is just the COVID-19 reopening plan. I'm going to go over that with parents Monday during orientation. I went over it with my staff today, and then the parents and staff have had to sign saying that they've seen all of this and they know all of this, and you know, they kind of know what needs to happen. So we are at we've already talked about numbers. Right now we only have 18 Head Start qualifiers, but we have like 20 that are on some random Head Start list that aren't done. They're not finished with their process. So I don't think we're going to have trouble getting to our 40. It just seems like it's taking a lot longer than I think it should. We do have 14 in our 3-year-old classes right now. Right now we have 17 in each 4-year-old class, but there's one little girl that we've heard has gone to Midland ISD because they want her to be virtual. So it could be 16 and 17, we're not sure, but we can't get a hold of those parents to find that out. Right now we have 12 that are tuition children and the rest qualify. We have a lot of language qualifiers this year, so that's going to be interesting. I also included in your packet the Pre-K Academy, the teachers in the classrooms. Just so you know, we're starting the year down 3 full-time assistants and 2 part-time assistants. So we have 2 full-time assistants that have left, and then we have 1 full-time assistant who is having knee surgery on September 3rd. So she will probably be out till the middle of October. So we just got the 2 full-time positions posted. We've posted the part-time positions. We interviewed 2 people today. I've got 2 more to interview, hopefully tomorrow, and then we'll try to get those hired. So our year is starting out a little bit, it'll be a little crazy, but we're gonna make it work. We are implementing a new behavior guidance policy this year. We had a lot of trouble last year at the beginning of the year and really on through with some biting and some hitting and some things like that. And parents of not the hitter or the biter, but the people who were getting bit and hit were a little frustrated. So we have implemented a behavior policy. Again, the parents will hear about that at orientation, and then they'll have to sign that form saying that they understand that process and that policy that we have in place. Hopefully that will help us have kind of a uniform way to handle those kinds of situations. Right now, work in progress. We do have new cameras outside, so we can see who's coming in our door, and we can see who's outside of the gates over here. We are still working on the buzzer system. Fabian told us today by the end of the month. I don't know. We see the people that work on that system for about an hour once a week. So I'm not thinking that by the end of the month is really going to happen, but you know, Fabian says it's going to, so maybe he knows something I don't. We did get a Raptor system, and it has been installed. We're still waiting on our credentials to be set up so that we can use it, but Midland ISD did purchase that for us so that we can use that system and be uniform with how the schools work as well. I think that's all I have, unless y'all have questions for me.
I just had one question, and on the screening procedures, it said on this 3rd paragraph, it says, you know, staff will use the touchless thermometers to check each child's temperature. Any child with a temperature over 100 will not be allowed to stay. But then in the drop-off procedures, it says 100.3.
Midland ISD's is 100.3.
Okay.
So we're trying to stick with that. I probably need to fix that before we do that, before I give that out to parents. So I will find that and I will fix that.
Okay, I just didn't know if it was, I don't know.
Sometimes it's hard to accept.
I just had a question about the behavior thing. So reading it,
You know, all the
it's kind of like they can be removed from the program if they're
Mhm.
doing those things. How many kids is that going to impact, or how many would it have impacted this year?
It would have impacted one.
But we
And so
wouldn't,
what
we
are
didn't remove,
options
we
for
didn't
that
even,
kid?
well, we didn't
Yeah.
even, we worked through the process to
Mhm.
get him. One of the things, the reason we did it the way we did is we wanted to make sure that those guidelines really put the responsibility on both the teacher and the parent so that they would work together, so that there would be a plan. So you'll see early on in the behavior policy that the teacher and the parent are going to meet and come up with a plan to help that child. Because oftentimes,
And basically, that's what we did last year with this child. And we ended up figuring out what the problem was. Basically, he wasn't eating in the classroom. So he started coming to the office and eating with me. And we didn't have the issues anymore. I think he was, what do you say, hangry? He wasn't eating, and then he was mad. And so we've quickly kind of figured out what the issue, well, I don't say quickly, it took us a long time to figure it out. But once we did, we were able to fix that. But I just think we didn't have anything in place. And so when parents would come and say, well, you know, what are you going to do? He's bit my child 6 times. We didn't have anything to say, well, we have a discipline policy and we're working through that. We didn't have anything like that to show them that we have a process and we're working through it. You know, I kept saying we're visiting with the mom and we're working through it, and but we just didn't have anything in writing that they had signed that we could say, you know what the discipline policy is. This is where we are in the process. So I really don't think it'll ever end up in somebody being kicked out. I think it's more of a thing where we can say to parents, you know, you agreed to work with us, and this is where we are in the process, and we need you to come up here and work with us on this.
Are your teachers trained in conscious discipline?
There's still a lot of kids.
Yes.
Good. Okay, I just wanted to ask. Thank you.
Thanks, Lori.
Mhm.
I don't think I have any other questions. I'm scanning, making sure I didn't miss anything, but. All right, let me scroll back to my agenda. I think that's it on our agenda. Is there anything else that we need to discuss? I didn't ask about public forum comments, but
there's not anybody in the waiting room or signed into the chat, so.
all right. That was a really quick meeting. Felt like it should have been longer, but there's a lot to it. I guess I will officially adjourn this meeting at 4:24 p.m.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you.